they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and our home team. Fielded about a yard deep. And look at this. Right away, a loose football.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Watson. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete here.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
45's the mark. 45.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And it's complete. Henry. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's Watson. Complete. It's Henry. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see the kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They go with Chubb on second down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A run for Nick Chubb, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
On the return is Williams. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Joe Mixon, and an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action. Bridgewater. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Bridgewater. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's good for 28 yards. Here's a run with Mixon. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. They'll look to run with Henderson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Darrell Henderson, his second touchdown on the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. No problem there on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Watson now to throw. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Now a first down throw, Watson. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away and coming. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
45 to Mike, 45 to Mike.
3rd and long, it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Allen on the punt as he gets this one away. Oh, he shifts past him. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Check Mike, man, watch the pass. Here we go.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Bridgewater now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. He finds Hopkins complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A first down throw for Bridgewater. It's complete to Hopkins. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw, Bridgewater. He's going to rifle one deep left, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A.J. Brown in the final seconds of the first half. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson. This one caught by Isabella. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This to equal Matt Prater's record. It's a 64-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it. And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half. See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. To throw on 2nd and 6, Bridgewater. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Bridgewater dumps it off to Mixon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. On play action, it's Bridgewater. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go, let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Randy Gregory. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Now Watson trying to lay one up into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. Wow, incredible.
Miss.
Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Mixon. And an alley to run. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the interception by the Chargers D leads to a touchdown. Extra point safely through, and the lead will swell by 1 more. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Charger drive about to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? How do they score here, especially a touchdown? It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mixon with a first down carry. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Once again, they run with Mixon. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming. And his kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Here Here we go on fourth. Watson, and it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mixon with him. And he's got room. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year as his guys continue to pour it on. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. On 1st down, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson eluding the pressure right. Complete, Hunter Henry with the grab. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Wild Bill, Wild Bill.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
45, Mike, 45. Okay, double up.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Bridgewater on the keeper. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
Ready. Get the flag. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
And they will take a knee here.
Bridgewater on the keeper.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they take a knee.
Bridgewater on the keeper.
Check 53's Mike. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Here we go.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the home team here, they get win.
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my